ntshale foko modimo Jesu ba tsenya mopostola ntate whatever like ba kwena ba ira ba ga mokwena le bueng se tsene ke tsena le bana. The third thing, the moment mthare modimo wa ga lekganyane nthuse modimo wa ga God of major one, God of mama ntate mama tswa.
Okay.
That's how they.
But here's and again maybe Nage understand it differently.
Yeah.
You. I mean, how a rapper? Let's put perspective. How a rapper? You are entitled to say whatever you want to say.
No, you're not.
Wait. Let me qualify that.
Okay.
Before. and I'm actually not saying that in that way.
Yeah.
For example,
Yes.
Modimo wa Abraham.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Modimo wa Jacob. Modimo wa Joshua. We are not saying hore ke Modimo. We are referring as batho ba fitileng ba re believang hore Modimo ona serve Abraham is the same God that I am praying to that will serve me.
Okay.
You understand? So here ore Modimo wa lekganyane. You are not changing anything.
Yeah.
You are still saying
Modimo Abraham.
But now
is it okay to say that?
It's okay. I think
Abraham.
Faith, I'll answer him. Yeah.
But you are. We have this tendency of saying Modimo Abraham, but Modimo wa lekganyane. Lekganyane is someone that it is.
We know. That's someone that we know.
And motu o believer hore. The same God oloreng o fa lekganyana matla a loreng lekganyana ona le ona.
Yes.
It's the same God oloreng ke a mo rapela o
Okay.
It's the same le nna he ke rapela go kerekeng.
Wari bonwa ga manku.
Yeah. Modimo wa ha
manku.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same concept. Are change say.
All right.
Yeah. So where's the difference between that?
Can I come in there?
Yeah.
The issue that I want us to clarify. I think I hear what you're saying. Let's try to avoid, because of when we talk when we discuss this kind of topics, sometimes we tend to be biased based on how we've been programmed or educated or brought up in a particular faith. Now, the issue is this. I've heard the debate of ZCC and all these other churches, and Christians, Bazalwane, they tend to approach these churches as if these guys are being worshipped, which that's not true.
It's not true.
It goes back to what you're saying. Abraham, I don't know. Like me now, when I call upon God, Ngibiza uNkulunkulu kaBasiwe. uBasiwe is my grandmother.
Yes,
my grandmother served God.
What?
And as a matter of fact, I was told, Guti, if I want my prayers to be answered, I need to go to church. That's how I visited.
Yes,
you understand?
I remember.
Because of that instruction. Because my grandmother served God. So I will say, uNkulunkulu kaBasiwe. Why is it that we are comfortable to call upon God of Abraham, which we don't know Abraham? But I cannot say the God of Umtutuzeli, which I know Umtutuzeli is my father. Why is that?
All right.
I don't want us to be biased because of I can tell you right now, this is where you start to see this is where you start to see another level of being brainwashed.
All right.
To believe in those people in the Bible as if the ones who exist are no longer walking with God.
Okay.
God continues walking. God is not fixed in those people. They lived back then, but he's still working through whoever that is working through. And when you acknowledge that person who is either a servant or a steward to say that I'm calling upon the God of so and so, it does not mean that you are not worshiping.
You are worshiping that person.
Okay.
But then the issue is this. I will agree with Jose to say that how do you qualify that this spirit that is being worshipped by this person is the right one? Because there's a lot of spirits out there.
I'm coming to that. Let me start with you, Vanas. Go bake it on your Sheba. We have the Old and New Testament, right? And the Old Testament take where the prophecies were said about the New Testament coming. Do you agree with that? All of us. Lo, I know you agree. So what I'm talking about, we took let me finish.
Let him finish.
Now remember, Kali. Let's talk about the faith here, Kali. Hence, the God of this, the God of that. They had to go through a priest, a rabbi, to do sacrifices into the temple. The temple had 3 cycles, ritual cycles. The first temple was built by Solomon, right? The Holy of Holies, that was the middle, in the Ark of the Covenant and whatnot. The outer court, the inner court, and the outer court. right? How was it classified? The outer court is us, the non-Jewish blood. People are saying that we are non-Jewish. Who can still go and worship in that temple. The inner court is where the Jewish people will go in. Born Jewish. I don't know what the hell that is.
Yeah.
Fine. The Holy of Holies is where only the priest will go in once a year. Whenever these people come all over the place, but with the sacrifice, he will go in there. One with all the blood of everybody who bought an animal to say, Bona, forgive them. Right? That used to be then. I get now, Jesus came. He was sacrificed. I mean, he was crucified. He was crucified.
You're right, he was sacrificed.
Okay, fine.
He was sacrificed.
He was sacrificed.
And God does not need human sacrifice, but
Why
we will
won't?
get there.
Yeah.
We will get there. We'll get there.
Fine. He was crucified, and after being crucified, he died. And the first significance, there's no way we're gonna go through anybody anymore. We're gonna go through to God straight from us. Is when that veil was cut, according to the Bible, right? That veil was cut to,
and the Holy Spirit came and lived among men.
That veil was cut for me to have access to God straight away. Directly. No more going through a temple, a church, a pastor, a preacher, a bishop, no one. You understand? People don't have to go to church, by the way. They don't have to go to church. The church is in you. The kingdom of God is inside you. Nothing. That's what Christ said. But not. But all loses the Catholic, this authority thing. The Mother Catholic Church is the church that people are supposed to worship through. You understand what I'm saying? The church, the kingdom of God is inside you, not anybody else. Now, understand? Now, the God of man, the God of man. That's how you create king idols in the church. Because, like he said, we don't know who are you praying to. When it's Kanyan and when it's Bushir and whoever, we don't know. I'm gonna call that God in. There's a spirit. The spirit world is just behind a little faint glass, listening and trying to get any access to us. You understand? That's what the Ouija board. That's fucking evil. You don't play with that shit. Because the moment you open up a small space like this, 50 million of them will squeeze through. And they will come into us. As a move.
Just opening a whole
portal.
Understand?
So now the mama, oh jahil fana. I keep So this thing of Bona Polo I tells up until the whole New Testament. There's no more Jew nor Gentile. You understand? There's no more special people. There's no more chosen people. All of us are chosen. God reconciled himself to us by Jesus. So just go there, do this, get it done. Whoever believes in you is going to come to heaven with me, or whatever paradise you're going to mention it. It's up to you. So that is how this whole thing was stopped. Understand? That is why even now, it cancels all together. It's not supposed to be done by any person who is on democracy today. Understand? Because, like I said, the fundamental God, we don't know which God is my name praying every single day.
Can I say something?
Yes.
And now that part, you see now that part of testaments.
Yeah.
That's where now the brainwashing starts.
In what way? Let me tell you.
It is the same thing that people say when they argue polygamy and everything, that it was in the Old Testament. When we do certain things, it was in the Old Testament. Yet they take the tithe, which is part of the Old Testament, and they bring it in the New Testament and they justify it. Now, we are not living in testaments. You see, you are explaining it based on an idea or a religion that you have been groomed and trained into. We all come from there. And I'm out of that shit and I stuff it. Let me tell you. This is the part that got black people weak when we spoke about the issues of testaments. No longer slaughter for your ancestors, no longer acknowledge your ancestors. They are part of the law. You are in the New Testament. Christ has died and resurrected. And watch. Since that teaching, The world has been deteriorating. Nothing is getting better. Things are getting worse and worse. Now, what did the blood do? Because if the blood did something for us, by now we're not supposed to be more evil than good. And if you go back in those old days, if you go back to those old days and see how people observed the law, how the law was able to guide and keep them intact, which is sitso. There was respect, there was no crime, there was no illegitimacy. Life was meaningful. But today, the very same people are confessing Christ. Since Christ came in, there's no law, there's nothing. They don't observe anything anymore. They wear short skirts. They become sluts in the church. They do whatever it is in the name of Christ. So I'm not in the Testament. Now, let me tell you. Wait. Let me tell you something. The issue of testaments, it becomes to me a system that is used to say, go to these people who are already conscious, who are already having a valuable culture and tradition. Find a way to sidetrack them. Tell them that their law is nullified, is no longer existing, because now there's a new guy who has just arrived in town and died for their sins. Remember, God did not need a human sacrifice. It has been the devils that have been using human sacrifice until today. That is the reason why we talk about the issues of Illuminati and all these things, because they use human sacrifice. God does not need human sacrifice. That's the reason why even when Abraham was about to sacrifice Isaac,
with his own son,
he said, whoa, don't do it. There's a ram there. Why? He does not take pleasure in human blood. There is no such a concept or such a thing that says that God sacrificed his own son. Let me tell you right now, the man was held what you will call, according to the Roman law, high treason, because he was a politician and Romans were scared of him, that he was going to lead a revolt to liberate his people. He was a black man, a liberator, a politician, and who was powerful. He came from the rural areas of Israel, being somebody who was doing carpentry. And the Romans who had occupied and colonized the place, they were scared of him. But they had to create a story to capture the minds of people, to say that we will say he died for the sins of the world. You don't need anyone to die for your sins. Now, I totally, you see that part, I'm free from that part. I'm out of it. I can tell you.
Can I add on that when I leave? There's something that
we are here debating this, which is very nice. I like it the way it is.
You see,
yeah.
The reason, and you're raising good points. From another angle.
Yes.
If we are all connected to God, like you said, we supposed to.
Yes.
Why that are supposed to be helping people?
Okay.
Because in essence, if we are all connected to him,
yes,
on the same level, we all should be doing the very same thing.
All right.
Right. So, which is not the case.
Let me answer you that one.
Which is not the case, because into levels.
Right. Yes.
Okay, fine. So now we get to a point where then, if ever the way
yes,
we then need to move one level higher again. So re krea batho ba re thusa. Batho bao ba re thusa ba tswa kae? Ba fiwa ke mang matla.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
We all believe or ke modimo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But then the systems are rona di bereka differently, because rona if re tlo berekisa setso, it means hore, like Jesus Christ said, I am not here to cancel a culture.
Law, yes.
Yeah. Culture to do teng.
But to fulfill, yes.
Na ke tlo add on top of that.
Okay.
What does that mean? It means hore, like I said before, all must have a rite of passage. We must have a rite of passage.
Yeah.
Our rite of passage, unfortunately, was it's a because we got introduced, we got forced into a system that was not ours. So therefore, then what is the truth? The truth is we have our own way of rite of passage to what we were supposed to go, which is setso sa rona. Like the Jews banale setso sa bona, like the Asians banale setso sa bona.
Yeah.
But the only difference is that we are not practicing setso sa rona the way we should because we were forced not to.
Yeah.
Right. So before ke batla ho lebalang, and I took a picture. Religion versus spirituality. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Religion worships God. Spirituality encourages oneness with God. Exactly what you were saying.
Yeah.
The kingdom of God is in you.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Religion separates people who have different beliefs. Spirituality unites people regardless of their beliefs.
Yes. I agree with that.
Yeah. Religion teaches people to be afraid of hell.
Yeah.
Spirituality teaches people to create heaven on earth. So religion and spirituality ke mo rona e re bolayang.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the basis of I mean let me give you another one. Religion based on fear and restriction, while spirituality based on love and freedom.
Yeah.
You understand?
Can't take this going.
I'm getting answers.
That sound
Can I
that's
give
already
you the last-
something.
the last one. The last one.
Yeah.
That sound will make him say something. What are you saying?
No, man, I'm
Okay,
getting I'm getting answers.
Okay, to say what happened.
Religion feels like being a single drop in the ocean.
Yeah.
While spirituality feels like being the entire ocean in a single drop.
Yeah.
You understand?
All right.
So spirituality encompasses everything.
Yeah.
That should and that must be.
Yeah.
While religion is the opposite.
Yeah.
So now, if it's happy, more pointing ya how. You see, for the fact that yena morena Jesu self o sale are moetlo o tshwantse o nne teng nna ke eda on top re tshwanetse re latele seo.
I can have that. Let me answer everything else. But Sheba, religion was never there in the beginning.
100%.
You know, I really came out.
Thank you very
Religion is something which is very formal
Thank you.
and was put down on paper to control people. That's religion.
Yes.
Thank you.
Jesus had like a religion. Hence, he was not a Christian. You understand? Jesus didn't moya. So spirituality, that's what Christ came with.
Yes.
Hence, at the moment, by the way, because I don't believe in being controlled by anything, and I don't believe in being given a Bible and the law of the church. That's not going to work for me because mudimu ke moya. Understand? Now let's look at the religion religion versus spirituality. Nicodemus went to him at night. Nicodemus was a Pharisee. He was part of the synagogue. He was now representing religion. Are a born again? How is that happening? Must I go back inside my mother's womb and come out? Just about that's a fleshly birth. Doesn't work anymore. Can you hear the wind blowing? Yes. You don't know where it comes from. You don't know where it's going. That's a born again person. That's a spiritual person. I agree with you 100%. That's spirituality. I don't believe in religion.
Unpredictable.
Right.
You understand?
Yes.
Mozelwane or mokreste, just for the lack of the better word, it's not somebody which you can see at all. Those who go get the Bible by the thumb out, just wait like, oh, you're a hypocrite, you're a religious person. But a born again person will be like Jesus at anywhere and do anything with you. But his words will change you internally. And never for story. Nikki, you're gonna be this, you're gonna be that. This person will have a conversation with you. Okay, I'm gonna sit with you there. I don't drink liquor, obviously, so I won't drink any alcohol because that's my choice, not because of spirituality or anything. I won't drink. I will eat whatever you eat because Mudimar eat anything with thanks and I've blessed it. Don't ever say something which I've made is evil, blah blah blah. I'll do that. And the whole point that people must look at me and say, I want to be like this guy. Do you understand? Because most religious people, I understand because we portray religion before Semoya. Now coming to the concept, why people and everything. The Bible says there's fruit of the Spirit. One. Some of them are given prophecy. Some are given divination. Some are given interpretation of tongues. Some are given anything. So not all of us are going to operate in the same spirit. There is no way. I mean, much as like we won't all be rich at the same time. You understand what I'm saying? Some will be prophets. Some of them will be diviners. Some of them will be whatever. It's just there. You understand? That's the real God that came. This house gonna be anymore because those things were shut down from people. It was shut down from people. People must know Mudim. It's not there in heaven somewhere. Mudim came here. It's between now. Bible that when 2 or 3 gather in my name, he's there. I believe he's here now because you are more than 3. Do you understand? Because the whole point of Jesus coming was to liberate everyone. And he was sacrificed by the Romans and the Jews, killing him like a criminal because they saw him like a criminal. You understand? Mudim never sacrificed him. God never said let him to sacrifice. But in the spiritual realm, it will be seen as he died for our sins. That everything else will be renewed through that. Sacrifice, the sacrifice. Let me say people come here and I say, no, leave them go, not in the next stage. That's me giving myself to you. Understand? There's this movie of Constantine. I want you guys to watch it.
There's a part 2 that is coming on.
I know, I've seen the trailer. That's good, man. Yeah, he's watched this movie.
I want to watch it.
There is more Constantine, more. He was going to hell in the first movie, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Mara, the sacrifice he made for the girl, made him. The devil was pulling him like this, and he got stuck literally.
Yeah, and the other side came through.
Why, Bon? Yeah. He got stuck literally. The devil said, "No, he's mine." And then all Arwa half, that guy was going up to heaven. I'm gonna find middle finger. And he pulled him down and renewed.
That's why the second.
And renewed his lungs again. You're gonna die. He took out the old lungs and gave him the new ones. And fumble again. You're gonna go to hell.
That's the whole storyline.
It's beautiful, my bro. Movie. Keanu Reeves is starring something.
Yes.
Very beautiful movie. Very beautiful made. The special effects are very nice. Watch that. So both of us, and I believe in God. Shame, I believe in God. I believe in God and I respect our cultures. Totally. Understand? I do not care for mang haring. I only have what we call questions in our culture, which everybody else should. That's why why can't we just be revealed everything to ourselves? Let me just give.
When
are we getting to there?
Can I say something? Can I say something? I'm listening to what you're saying. It's a very good conversation. Okay. I think there's something that the world and the majority of people they are not yet ready to hear. And this has been a very, very powerful key that governments, everybody, the Illuminati themselves will want you to believe because that's how they're able to gain control and to hold your mind.
That is why.
Swing your mind.
That is why they killed him. Because he was coming with the same concept of there is no more connection between this guy through this person.
Yeah, but
understand?
But listen to this. Listen to this. You see, as I'm about to say it, it's some scary freaking shit. You need to go and research it yourself. Do you know about the Knights of the Garter?
The Knights of the?
The Knights of the Garter. The Knights of the Garter, they are actually the protectors of the truth or a truth. Now, what is it that they are protecting? The Knights of the Garter.
Yeah.
Going back to what you were saying, people, each and every race or a people had a way, a rite of passage to connect to the Supreme Being.
Yeah.
But that rite of passage had to be taken away because of, should it be that people were allowed to continue with their rite of passage, there was no way that you can be able to gain control of them. And a truth had to be protected.
Yeah,
Now,
wait.
wait, a truth.
Wait, No. I'm actually researching what he's talking about, the Knights of the Gutter, and I'm just shocked about the names that are coming out.
A truth had to be protected.
Yeah.
Which is what? The idea that was sold to the world, which had to be kept for the world to be controlled. The idea that says Christ died for the sins of the world, that is not true.
Why or reality mandimene?
Come I tell you. Come I tell you. That idea was formed by the Romans immediately after they've killed the guy. Because of, remember, the issue was this. This guy, everybody believes in him. If we use him as a way to capture the minds of these people so that we can gain control, like you say, everybody had the right of passage. But the right of passage had to be closed. So that...
What's wrong with you?
The right of passage had to be closed. Because if you study carefully, like I said, we read mara right. If you study carefully, you will understand and know God does not need human sacrifices.
But Maine, there was never human sacrifice done.
Wait.
That's the problem. There was never a human sacrifice done by anybody.
No, wait. The concept is this.
How you know?
The concept says, Christianity says, he gave his only begotten son.
Yes.
He is only so
yes.
He gave him so that he can be sacrificed. So that
wait. To be sacrificed. He gave his only begotten son that those who believe through him can be able to enter into and gain eternal life. Not to be sacrificed by anybody.
Okay, wait. Do you know that the concept of Christianity, it has been that they've been preaching, or they are preaching, that in the actual fact the death of Jesus Christ was something that God allowed to happen so that he can forgive. Remember, when you make a sacrifice because of you are asking for forgiveness. So what happens in the olden days, they will make a sacrifice of a lamb or whatever animal is there for the forgiveness of sins, right? Then now, the whole thing changes in the New Testament. They say Jesus became the lamb that was sacrificed. That's what the Christianity is teaching.
Okay.
The lamb that was sacrificed for the forgiveness of sins. That part is totally wrong. It's amiss. Why? Because God does not take human sacrifices. He does not need it. It's the devil that does. And that has been the way, the concept that, or a truth that has been protected by the Knights of the Gutter, that people must believe that this man died for the sins of the world. In the actual fact, you are responsible for your own sins. And now the rite of passage that people had was closed because of now you could no longer practice what you used to practice as your culture, whatever it is, because now there is a mediator who is Christ, who has died. So we control you as the Romans from where we are as the church through this concept.
Let me come in there for a little while.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't understand this concept, how it came about.
Yeah.
And follow the destruction that was done by the people who thought they knew more.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Jewish one. Let's go to the Old Testament. That was done, sacrificing lambs and whatnot. The Bible says...
Which, but so that's what they do. That's why I argue and say the Hebrews are black people
it's
because
fine.
of Reptile.
It's fine. Yes, it's not a problem. And they were doing that. I get. This guy comes out, what's again? No more dudes. I got the example of Paul. Paul was a hated Jew amongst Bo Peter.
Apollo gets always. Why is he taking a wrong example? But
it's fine. What he wrote. When the Jesus Natama, these guys, about 12A, they thought this was for Jewish people, the whole gospel. And he said, he was the first person to get out of Judea to go out into Greece, to go into Europe and start preaching this thing. That's why he came by the thing about no Gentile, no Jew anymore.
That sounds like Pushiri though, but it's fine.
Sounds like Pushiri. So the whole thing something controlled religiously was never higher fella and Jesus Natsama. They tried to create that as all the 12 apostles. And Paul had to come and break it down. It's no longer about you. It's about everybody else. Everybody else can acquire the same spirit you have. You don't need anyone else. You don't need to be circumcised. Never first about Tori. What you have to be physically circumcised. There's what you call circumcision of the heart this time. The whole concept, you don't stay in a controlled environment anymore. The whole thing, and everything is fine. If it is, what are we doing now from a connection to Mudim? Let's pray through the God of somebody. We can't do that. We can't do that. I cannot pray through a God of Bushir. I don't even know Bushir is praying to every night. How do you, for example, like this boy, Ramabulan. Let's take Ramabulan and now he comes back into the church. And an ignorant born again Christian will say, Mudimah Ramabulan. What the fuck is that?
Imagine.
No, I hear you.
That is the problem.
Like that for me is the same as saying no, go or and
why? So this thing of always going through somebody, a Christian or a believer is somebody who walks alone, not literally alone, obviously. Anything, dear power and all like it's not a problem. You understand? But it's established religion as well. Dear power, in those things are not even in the Bible in the first place. And I know some people will always say no, that's a process. So I can. But how religion? How to religion? You leave each and everything that's gonna tie you to that. Also, no spirituality. There is nothing that's supposed to tie you back into that thing. So we can't do that.
Right, share. But this thing it's fancy in the background again.
Yes.
Right. So if we believe case.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Case yak.
Okay.
Yes. Remember, I stand to believe Badimu Bate.
Yes.
They are alive.
Yes.
Okay. So Badimu ne le batho ba iloreng ba phetse mo lefatsheng. So they have that human experience.
Yeah.
But just basically they've transcended to another form.
All right.
Which is the spiritual.
Yeah.
Right. So now, Rona in the physical.
Yes.
We are capable of doing anything at whatever time.
Yeah.
Whenever we want to.
Yes.
Wherever we want.
Exactly.
Right. And there's when I talk about rite of passage, remember the spirit does not have limitations.
Yeah.
It does not have limitations to a point. Even when the government decided to practice the spirit had to find a way to operate without having the boundaries in government in
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why then the spirit is because it had to disguise of the government having to impose the laws. Yeah. So that's why then the characters asemoya decided. This is my opinion, by the way, and I stand to be corrected. Whoever who has more knowledge on this.
Yeah.
But
yes.
But again, the spirit had to function.
Yes.
The spirit does not have time to wait for you. So therefore, I'll wait. It has to function. It always functions because it doesn't have end and beginning.
Yeah.
It doesn't have limit. So that's why the Kerekets Asamoya had to be born. You understand?
Yes.
But how are they born? They are born of a person or a pelang liena molefatse.
Exactly.
Right. So that's why I'm bringing it home.
Yeah.
So in our case, Cousin Jones, honale memangu.
What's up, man?
Now,
Okay.
So like any ordinary woman. Osaleng anyalo anale bana anale family anale mon.
Yes.
The only difference is that she was the chosen one.
Yeah.
You could have been then. I could have been. Nick could have been. Our mothers could have been. Anybody could have been chosen.
Yes.
But she was chosen.
To be a leader, remember?
To be a leader.
And to bring this thing.
To bring this thing.
Exactly.
To manifest it in the physical.
Yes.
Right. It took years to be where it is. I get. But it had to be done. For the reason, whatever reason that it was. But God found it very necessary in the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, Kimme, ona sebediswa ke modimo.
Yes.
Right? And modimo o lo reng ra di bona diketso tsa Mmemanku till today.
Yes.
Le ha a tlhokomela.
All right. Like what example? Let me go for example.
Like Motlolo, like the kereke tsa St. John's.
Oh,
like
alright, that. Yes.
Yeah, like
yes.
Tuso, like Tshebeletso, everything e etswang ko St. John's.
Yes. But ke na rutileng, right?
Ke yena o di simolotse.
Right. Okay.
And I remember hence re ya ka semoya. Nka e bula kereke. And mangeloe a ka mplele hore no keep the fundamentals tsa St. John's will be there.
Yeah.
But instead of having to use this salt for the red salt, let me use the other salt. Right? Because ke kereke ya St. John's, but e leadwa ke mangeloe now I'm just ke morumi wa fela.
Okay, yes.
I'm just doing
Yeah.
So everybody agrees hore Mmemanku ne ile mosebeletsi wa modimo.
Okay.
The very modimo o lo reng ra mo rapela. Remember, Mmemanku ase modimo.
Okay.
Mmemanku nele just the leader ya kereke.
Yeah.
Because she was the chosen one.
Yes.
So he ke rapela and refer to modimo wa Mmemanku.
Yes.
You understand where that comes
Yeah.
from? It's because ke believe hore the very same modimo o lo re o file Mmemanku the task tsa hore a ge kereke eo. It's the very same modimo o ke tshepang hore le nna o tla nthusa.
All right.
So yes, and I fully agree.
Yes.
If it's an example ka the head of the pig, then yes, you are evoking spirits celoring are not the correct ones.
Yes.
And for sure,
But remember, what never say it's they saw a pastor of similar kereke, then boom.
which now which is the point that I'm getting into.
Yes.
If you are connected to the rite of passage again, if you are connected to your ancestors,
Yes.
right,
Yeah.
and your ancestors require you to do a task or to learn something, right, and they find it fit hore o tshwanetse o ye kerekeng ya St. John's because kereke ya St. John's e ho bontsha certain aspects of semoya se loreng perhaps you are not aware of.
Yeah.
Definitely sho batla o romela go teng.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Ho na le lebaka. Okay, so he ba o romela go teng ho na le lebaka. Then there o tshwanetse o believe hore se o se yelang ko St. John's, le St. John's itself is true. In a sense ya hore everything then is by modimo.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if truly you are connected truly to badimo ba hao ba ga zo latle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have different journeys.
Nalbadimo and matapel.
No, the thing is, I understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
But the only part that I'm just not with is saying Mudimu wa mama. Because at the end of the day, I don't know what Mutu or Rapela is. That for me altogether is just throws me off.
Why?
But that's why I refer back to Matapel. That's why I refer back to Sidimu Sahau because it starts there. It has to start there.
Yeah, le ha Sidimu Sakas can rumela go. Doesn't mean ko fitlha Mudimu wa mama.
Ke buela on a point hore if Sidimu Sahau has chosen you hore o ye ko St. John's.
Yeah.
Right? And we believe
or kind of way St. John's. Exactly. So now just stick to that.
Okay. From a point why refer back to Mudimu
or Bishop.
He's qualifying this thing and I'm qualifying not listening.
No, we are listening.
Listen.
But the thing you if Mudimu
we are listening.
Sidimu Saka sere Tamako St. John.
Right.
On Rapela Kote. Right. Ahora pile da man. O crea maine le bishop agata. How tsena kwa le tlhore ke tsena mo St. John ba re ke temo. Ke tlo rapela modimo mo. I'm going to pray to that God, not to the God of whoever or through somebody else. But let's go to Exodus chapter 20.
Okay.
Verse 1.
Okay. Guys, wait. You see, I hear what is explaining and what you guys are saying. There's a part that I think we've missed out when it comes to these issues of religion and all that. Are you aware that in the actual fact, the issue of the Messiah, it does not start with Jesus Christ. Everybody has been waiting for a Messiah.
Everybody keep my mind.
Jews
Who
are
is
waiting
everyone?
for the Messiah.
No, because they didn't accept this one again.
Wait. I
want to prove here, born.
Wait.
The Jews were so used to heroes.
No.
Let me give you a little bit of the Torah.
No.
But
Okay.
The Torah, how can I ne? Coming to that issue. The Torah from Moses up until Malachi, the last prophet. Everybody was a hero for these people. Physically. You understand? From Moses, they could see Musa Banchakwala Batina Kantlil. They had heroes. David will fight Goliath. Gideon will come and the king, the Amalekites will hear horses in the Batabe. You understand? They were so used to the physical hero that this person is going to come, Samson will come and destroy these people for us. Hence, how Messiah? They refused because they are so waiting for that kind of a hero. Remember, they were more into politics that time that they thought the hero will come and say, Romans out, Israel happy, you are the beacon of lightning on top of the hill. So they failed to accept this one because they didn't expect a poor boy from Nazareth, a poor carpenter will come and say, I'm the Messiah. That's why they asked him, are you the Messiah? Yes. Blasphemy, sacrifice, crucify him.
Do you understand? Can I finish up what I was saying? You are speaking here to somebody who grew up in the church, and I know exactly what you're talking about. When you're talking about the concept of Christianity, which in the actual fact teaches that. Now, the point that I want to drive is this. The idea of people waiting for a Messiah. Christians are waiting for the second coming of the Messiah. The Jews are waiting for the Messiah.
They'll wait forever,
wait. The Muslims are waiting for the coming of Prophet Muhammad, the Messiah.
They were told that, but
no. Everybody was told. Religion teaches that.
Yeah.
That is false hope. There is no Messiah who's going to come. Let me tell you something. That's why I'm talking about the Knights of the Garter. You need to go and research this. Because it has been created to protect this lie, to say that give people a false hope so that they will not resist. And these ones who know that there is no change that is coming, they continue looting, they continue stealing and enriching themselves. Let me tell you this. What is a Messiah? Anybody can be a Messiah of their own generation. Moses became a Messiah of his own generation. David became a Messiah of his own generation. And I can tell you right now, a Messiah is somebody who is bringing about a change that will liberate his people. Now, anyone can be a Messiah. You must listen to the song Yaka Bob Marley when he says that, get up, stand up, and fight for your rights. He says people are waiting for someone falling from heaven as a Messiah to liberate them. He says that will never happen. And that's so true. And this is where the world has been kept, has been held captive by the Knights of the Garter, to say that protect this information. Let them believe that there is going to be a Messiah. Let them believe that there is hope somewhere where they don't see, so that here they cannot fight us. And that is why we don't feel the urge, the need to fight back for the future of our kids, for the future of the third, the fourth, and the fifth generation. Because of, at the end of the day, what is it that we do? When we get defeated, we fall back and say, by the way, I'm going to heaven. There's a Messiah. One day things will be sorted out. He's going to come and liberate us. It will never happen. The world is deteriorating. Yeah. The world is getting worse and worse. I want us to move away. You and I, we agree on one thing. Wait, I want us to move away from this idea because, like I said to you, Ngati, the issue of the New Testament and the Messiahs and stuff like that is nothing new. But what you see with this whole play, it's just a system to keep you entertained, that you should believe that there is going to be somebody who's going to come and save you from your own shit. Yet you are supposed to be saving yourself from your own shit. You need to liberate yourself, and people need to learn that. That's why, this whole thing about Messiah, Jesus will for the second time,
Let me ask you this question. Maine, you and I, we agree on one thing. I'm not for religion.
I agree with you.
I'm not for religion. That's nonsense. Ne? I'm not for an established order. Guys, I'm here for spirituality. People are not Christians, they are believers. We believe in this thing. We don't become Christians. We were called Christians because some group of people in Antioch in Europe and people started calling them Christians. That's it. Jesu thing, Mudimu thing, Satanu thing, the Antichrist is there. The world is going towards the direction of the 666 thing, which is in the Bible. We cannot believe one without the other. There is no way. There is no light without darkness. There is no good. Yin yang. Yeah, bonds is always good in bed, not good in bed.
There's a little bit good in there's a little bit bad in some good.
There's no good without bad. There's no bad without good. If you don't believe for a Jesus then do you believe in the Antichrist? No, the Antichrist is coming to take over one world government, blah, blah, blah. Let's look at what's happening today. It's going there. Understand? And that thing's in the Bible, by the way. It's not something which we manufactured for ourselves. It's like it's in the Bible there. Soon there'll be, remember COVID? It almost came there. I don't know what stopped it. You cannot go out of vaccination.
Hey,
you understand? What's not vaccination certificate? You can't buy without vaccination. You can't do that. That was very similar. And the world stood up and said, nah, we cannot. And they retreated a little bit. It's still coming. And this time is going to come very severely that all of us, whether you believe in God, you don't believe in whatever, you're going to have to make a choice. For the fuck, I'm going to get this thing for me to buy my kids food or not. And shame, this thing and forever. Yes, all right? Now, coming to the issue, so you have to through somebody. I want to, it still stands like that.
I will rappel through somebody.
Or rappel Mudima da Pase. I that person is fine. Wabona religion. Some of us we are practicing religion this way, and we think we are in the spirit. The moment, and I said this before, the moment you put Murutu Akereke or the bishop of the church at the center of that church, regardless of how small that thing will be. That is idolatry. That is why it's wrong. That's why now you're creating a cult in the church. Because the pastor or the bishop is the go-through person. Regardless of what Mudimu is for every person equally, regardless of whatever level you are. I can talk to God now. I remember I was 12. And I saw them by Takoloika Samboko. I bet. Everything by Chapa by Telaka. I asked the question, Sisters Kibuza Kaznak, why have I Chapakoliso? I was 12. And she's like, no, why are you saying so mama rappel and protected? And I said, okay, just pray. I can just pray and say, Mudimu, protect this person. Why have to beat the Pekakas to Samboko and everything else? You know, I was dismissed as a child. And it's a very legitimate question. Harabala Bible, just when he was 12, he was asking such questions, maybe, to those people who were like, who is this kid? But then you want to come with something different. Budumeid is all about liberty. To do anything and everything that is pertaining good for you. Do you understand? Just know, at the end of the day, when let's say, for example, Nalmola, I get Mutu born. Let's say 7 to 5. When these kids now buy it, like we've got liberty to do anything and everything, they will do that. And if back the curfew 5, there's going to be punishment. Correct? They know.
There'll be consequences.
They know.
I know somebody who says that.
Yeah. Even the believers, we have that. Everybody. Only so you are a believer. All of us, you believe in God. Not in many gods and whatnot. And I do not dispute Kanyarba Dimbate. My question, like I said earlier, why if, but what's it called? I wanted to ask this question earlier. Fine. We talk about all those powerful people that you mentioned. Whoever can come with the breeze of the sea. And that person,
I'll tell you my story now.
Yeah. Why did you not use that to drive these people out from our continent? Why? Or with so much power that we had as black people, why Makwar Kone?
Okay.
Why all these things is so Ibereka amongst it? And I asked you last time, my negeri, much as they are there, we are powerful, we have everything. What Leba did on top of that? Why are we so poor? Like Rehume. Why are we servants to other people? But we've got all this thing. Yes, the brainwashing came and some other things. But there were people like you were mentioning who were powerful in doing all these sorts of miracles. Why not use that nonsense to drive these motherfuckers back into the sea and get them out of our continent once and for all?
You know where things went wrong and they continue going wrong is when we disclose our sacred things by Utwasisa Makua. Then they know how to counteract what we do.
Hallelujah.
Exactly. now, let me tell you something about because I don't know, guys, but I think maybe Umame Kawyang is what I'm saying. I mean, I want us to get to this point of breaking away from this Messiah idea. It's an idea, and this idea, it has worked wonders, because go and research about this thing of the Knights of the Garter. What is the truth? Because that's where the Freemasons come in, the protectors of the truth. What is the truth that they are protecting? At the end of the day, the concept of Jesus coming back, it's an old concept that actually was taught almost everywhere, whereby people will hope for some super. That's where about Superman, about Batman, they come from, about Spider-Man.
If we don't believe in the Messiah, that means the Antichrist is not coming as well. Let's clarify that one.
Now,
if there's no Messiah coming, like you're saying, that means the Antichrist, the 666, everything else is not going to happen.
Now, listen to this. Here, what we're dealing with, it's a change of a system. And a new system comes in. Now, listen to this. This is the reason why you will notice that we remember we spoke about it the other day. And stuff like that. It is not, yes, we can look at it as if it's fashion or whatever it is, but in the spiritual realm, there's a shift of power that is happening because of there is a new system that is coming that is going to enslave people. The world is not going to come to an end. It's not going to like fire, boom. No. But what's going to come to an end is this season, whereby there's going to be now a new system that comes in, which is the new world order. But then at the same time, here you see another move of the spiritual realm empowering certain people. That's why black people consciously now, they are questioning the church. They are looking at farming. They are looking at reviving their things. Why?
It's a lot of awakening.
Exactly. That's what's happening. So then now, those who used to rule in the olden days, which were black people, are being restored back as this new world order is coming. That's what is happening. So systems are changing. But the fact that there's going to be some Messiah falling from heaven, and there's going to be clouds, like the Bible explains, and there's going to be angels, bullshit. That is not going to happen.
Listen. That's why Kirin. That's why Kirin, born. If we don't believe in the Messiah, right? Then the 666 is not going to work as well. It's not going to happen as well. The Antichrist is not going to come as well. Ne? We cannot believe one without the other one. There is no way. If the world is shifting towards that, and we can see it now physically, it's happening. Or am I lying, Bafanas? The world is going there now. A wise person will not dismiss each and every claim, but let the other one survive. But he'll actually try to make to balance the two. You understand? Now I'm a believer, not a Christian. I'm a believer. Christianity is just the word is being used because it's not lack of a better word. It's fine. I'm a believer in God. Hence, I know I can talk. Amen. I have to pay 15 hours so the that's nonsense because
all night.
It's standard religion. We cannot believe for it. The Antichrist is coming. And what we see is 666 already happening. And don't believe what the Messiah will come as well. Whether he comes for who, it does not matter. The fact is, the world, as we look at it now, it's going there. How do you explain that then? That's the question. You understand? Yeah. How do you explain that part? Okay, like I said earlier, we almost went into don't buy without this, which the Bible talk about it. Or they will have the mark on their foreheads and their right hands, and they will never buy or sell without that mark. Right?
I can
Tena Agnes.
Agnes.
Bekenya ko rong tlhalosetse gore
Yeah.
This party ya Messiah. I believe more Messiah. Now you have to unpack it for me, who and what is the Messiah?
Okay. As a believer, I believe Jesus is Messiah. Right? Jesus Christ is Messiah. He's going to come for all of us as he died for all of us.
The very same one who walked this earth that we are walking on.
Yes.
The very same one who was sacrificed.
No, who was crucified. Yes. He was killed, by the way.
Okay, it's the same thing, man.
Yes. It's not the same thing.
It's the same
Sacrifice
thing.
something and killing is not the same thing. Ha ke sacrifice a selo, ke na le meetlo ke tlo ira.
Okay.
Ha ke bola selo, ke bola bona, ke bola peba mo ke gate ke bolai.
Okay, sharp.
Ha ke tsale go tlole be ke le bya mo le modimo an altar be ke rapela ke tlhaba eng ke phimola. That's sacrificing. It's not the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we all know
Yes.
And then ke ka mogobela or ke lebe ya modimo altar ha kokotela modimo fapano in front of everyone and
That was capital crime, Baba.
ake ha
And I always say this to people. Se fapano sa simula ka Jesu. Why it's mine? So that time the cross is not even a holy symbol. You're not cross It's not a holy symbol. It's like it's an abomination. The cross they were trying to humiliate him. And give him the maximum capital punishment ever. Because higher similar kaina. So the cross thing, hey, the cross put it in the church, that's nonsense. That's religion. You understand? I gave him an example. Put example one. If it's and you find your only son or your daughter being stabbed to death on a knife in her neck, still there. Do you frame the knife or what? You understand? What that I frame this will be my reminder of my son's death. You understand? Now, how the hell do you think God feels when he sees that thing around our necks? I always ask Christians that. And they will be, well, now you're no longer part of us. I'm no longer part of you, Vale. Because you're doing nonsense. You understand? Because you are practicing idolatry, then there's something holy. As a whole pastor, or Mutlu, what the hell is the Christmas trees, shit like that.
Idolizing.
So, just so shame, and not now my belief, I do believe in that. And when I look at the world what's happening today, it's actually confirming what's in there. No one can dispute that. You understand what I'm saying? The Jews who are trying to rebuild the temple now, Bible. They said it publicly, they are now looking at rebuilding the third temple. The Jews, an abomination came out of them. That temple is destroyed twice for a reason. Twice for a reason. Now they want to rebuild the third one.
What I wanted to get to is perhaps maybe we're looking at this thing, Messiah, in maybe the not so right way. I don't want to use the wrong way.
Okay. Yeah.
We all agree where the world is on fire.
Yes.
For lack of a better phrase.
Yes.
Again, I'm going back to issue here the rite of passage. You see, when we accept an
religion,
etc. So right now we are seeing then the very example eloring eating yahori, the rite of passage.
Yeah.
That's why Obona, all these African inverted combat, all these spiritual people popping up.
Yeah.
Because like I said, my theory is there was a conference meeting. They've had enough. Something has to be done. Or masole have to be prepared.
Yes.
And this is what we're seeing now.
Yeah.
So in essence, Nick, your point, we are gathering strength for the messiahs. You understand? We are going in that direction.
There's going to be Armageddon.
We are going in that direction.
There is going to be,
because they can't sit and do nothing while the world is burning.
Yeah.
So hence the true spiritual people or the true people that are connected to to that level have to take position. And the only way is then to train them. And that's why we see it. So issue here, the Messiah Jesus.
Yes.
Is now I'm really being not that I'm a skeptic, but I have questions.
Yes.
We have been waiting for Jesus. Our parents have been waiting. Our grandparents have been waiting.
Yes.
Okay. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, if we look at it, the world is still getting worse. But in terms of Setso Sarona,
yes,
we are seeing a response.
Exactly.
Let's jump to
coming to that Ufitlaning. People in the States went and banned themselves in the church, and they were told, that
is the premier cult in Fanak. And I've told you this cult. The leader said to them, no, they're gonna Jonestown, taking people from America, some little place in the jungle. That's a cult mentality. You understand? Let's jump to Revelations in the Bible. Revelations from chapter 1 up until the last chapter.
By the way, the book of Revelations is the book of Enoch, part of it.
If you can look at Revelations, you will see what each and everything that's happening now is there. You understand? Let's look at the woman riding the beast. What is that woman, by the way? Now, as we speak, Kima, Musadu.
I thought of a name.
The beast has 7 heads, correct? And it's scarlet, purple. The lady is wearing purple as well. Again?
Who's that?
That beast. Revelations 18, I think, or 12 or 18. Ibuaka, the woman riding the beast. Right? This beast has 7 heads. And then she's holding a cup full of believers' blood. She's drinking it.
But these are governments, eh?
I'm coming there. Who's and she's wearing purple. She's sitting on top of a beast with 7 heads. Archaeologists went out, by the way, real time, to look for that city. This one is a city sitting on 7 hills. They went out to check what cities that, but America is a country, there's no way. And there's no hills around America. That is, the only city is the Vatican City that is sitting on 7 hills of Rome. It was established there. The purple color. This nonsense guy, it connects the Pope. Is the only city on 7 hills as we speak today. That's in the Bible. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we cannot really pick and choose what to believe and say, okay, I'm going to believe this one, I'm going to believe that, because Revelation why asatli? Revelation what's going to happen soon, right? The 7 angels blowing 7 trumpets, 7 angels pouring 7 bowls onto the earth, and that thing will come the plagues or whatever. One of them will be like the sun will come nearer and people will burn, literally burn. And instead of repenting and say fine, they will still curse God, who's doing these things. So let's look at the world in 2000 class. There'll be wars. No, the signs of me coming is going to be like this. There'll be wars and rumors of wars. There'll be earthquakes everywhere. There'll be pestilence. Leaders are feeling. There'll be all this shit. Have you not seen that? Physically.
We have.
Yeah. So the Bible actually is true, in a way. You understand? So we cannot pick and choose what not to believe and what to believe in that. But especially if things are happening the way key and it's the black Rona, but we have a way of believing Mudimu straight away, beside whatever. It's not a problem. And we can still continue doing that. It's not a big thing. We understand. Let us just one thing that we must understand in this whole thing. Bible, no one knows. Even him doesn't even know what it's name. So I'm not waiting. Just wait. I'm not doing that. No, God, lad. I'm living my life. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna have everything. So long as I know, hopefully, I'm not saying it's gonna happen. Hopefully, that time I keep on this thing, I'll be ready. One for example, one the rapture. The rapture. Remember the rapture? Where is the rapture again? Where innocent people, kids will be taken away and will be left here. That will be the first sign. How many movies have people were made about that thing?
It's a lot of
It's a lot of movies out there that I made about that thing. Somebody's feeling something. Something's coming.
No, look, because you're right. Something is coming. Something is very much coming. But my point is this, Mina. I've got a challenge that says that if you look at the world the way it is, why would and this is something that I think religious people have to answer. Why would the Creator create a planet that later on he knows that is going to destroy?
The same as he did Noah. The same as he did Sodom and Gomorrah.
But
it's a lot of reasons.
But listen, those were countries, were places.
Yeah.
Here you are creating the whole universe. You put population there with the aim that one day you're going to destroy everything.
Yeah.
What was the point in the first place?
Okay, it was not the aim. Let's go back to the beginning.
So the plan changed as
aim. Let's go back to the beginning.
But
there was a garden again at the beginning.
Wait, okay, fine. Now, if you say it was not the aim, that means that the plan changed as life progressed.
No. Mudimu does not change anything.
Does not change anything.
Now,
he does not change anything.
Now, listen to this. God being God, God being all-knowing, omnipotent, omnipresent, being able to see the future. He had long saw.
Yeah, that we're going to be in this stage.
It's going to be like this.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
He had long saw. And that's why I'm saying, for me, it doesn't make sense that having seen, you still put them there. Because listen to what is going to happen now, which I find it to be very much unfair. Some of us, like you said, want to get rich. What if he comes tomorrow, then we don't get rich?
Where are we going? Are you going to need those riches? That is the question.
Wait. You see, let's not talk about heaven and story. That's. Come, I tell you, you've got kids.
Yeah.
You still want to have your kids and see your kids and see the future of your kids.
Yes.
You are working so hard, taking them to school and stuff like that. Then they say the world is ending tomorrow.
Yeah.
What happened to your kids? You see, come on, sometimes we need to use the power of reason.
When the world ends, Nick, it doesn't say we all die.
But remember what happens. The idea that is being perpetrated is that when he comes, there's going to be angels, it's going to be on a cloud, and there's going to be rains of fireballs.
No.
Listen.
No.
Exactly.
No.
Wait. Who's wait?
Where's the Bible?
Then all of these things are going to be happening, and the saints, listen to this, and the saints will be caught up with him in heaven. Now, that's what Bob Marley is fighting against, to say that get up, stand up, fight for your own rights, because there's no such. There's no such. Because at the end of the day, you've been fed with this lie so that you can chill and do nothing. So you need to start now to stand up and fight for your own rights, to liberate yourself and think for your future. That's the reason why the very same people who came preaching this thing, what is it that they're doing? They're planning for the future. Right now, they want Cape Town. But they've got a university. Wait. They're planning for all of these things. They are planning for the future of their kids. Tina, as Amanda Bamnyama, we get to be so caught up in this thing and then so preoccupied by this thing that we fail to plan for the future.
You can still be a believer and still do that.
But
people who are sitting down as black people, like I asked the question earlier, or we feel we had so many believers, so many powerful people. Why are we still poor as black people? It's because of the nonsense. I do no, mama wait like you don't like me. I can't have riches in heaven on earth. I can have in heaven.
Yeah.
That is you not thinking for yourself. No one mana will never fall again. Manna from heaven. They didn't have a choice. They were in the desert. They were never gonna stay there to start tilting the ground and by it. So that's what God fed them, because you understand? So you sitting here as a Christian or a believer, and we put on magic into it. You're gonna have to go work. Adam was told that. No more for free things. So motosa konohema kamoto niku. Asem kamoto like I deal of when avantar no kemi mesai. Wa afa that person. Motlo elo luki. Retla bona copy. Never thought like richelete, rebe richie, ha talk richie. Whatever that happens after he's here, that will be up to like Kim, we don't know. We understand. Mari. Bob Marley was singing the same thing. But stop on wait in 20 how many of us are so much believers? Ne? And we are kore motomoncho ore o mosotle mo a fetsa ba re no a rapele. What the fuck for?
Exactly.
Do you understand? What the hell for?
Exactly.
And that is not, that's what Christ came to break. For no more the chains of you being bound to a religion or being bound to a faith, a religion because of course. You are now free to do anything. That's why you take God and put him inside you and then you walk away. You do your own things. That's the whole point of New Testament in inverted commas.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? Because I'm looking at this thing now. When we talk about the New World Order,
Yeah.
the New World Order has got something to do with centralizing
Everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Now, are you aware, like you said, the rite of passage? You see, that statement is powerful. Because of when you go back to history, each and every nation or race had their way of connecting. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody believed in whatever deity or whatever it is that they believed in, and they will connect like that. That's why if you listen to Professor Matola Motsekga, he tells you even about Ethiopia, about Azania, to say that there were different gods, you understand, but they all report to the same supreme, but every country had its own, you understand. Now, my point is this. When you talk about the New World Order, you're talking about centralized of information, centralized of everything. Are you aware that the concept of spreading the gospel, of saying people must leave their rite of passages and follow one world order of religion, which Christianity became dominant, it was actually the beginning and the preparation of centralizing things so that they can be controlled in one station, so that nobody must do their own thing. And that's how you gain control of the minds of people. So Christianity itself is part of the New World Order. And it has been coming slowly, but nobody has been paying attention because of it is brought in a form of a Bible and songs and clapping of hands and jumping in the church, and we fell in love with it. But we were being prepared for the New World Order, centralized.
That
Centralized.
the one world order is an enemy of Christianity.
But Christianity is part of it.
It's not.
Come on,
It's
okay,
not.
okay.
It's not. It's not.
How many
It's not.
How many countries are actually part of Christianity? Check Brazil. Check how many countries that are
That's
Christians.
religion, Bafana.
No.
That is religion.
No, but wait.
That's
They call
religion.
it Christianity. They call it Christianity.
It's religion,
but
yes.
How many countries in the world? Everybody. I'm a Christian. White people. I'm a
It's
Christian.
religion,
How is it
Maine.
that, wait. How is it that you being white, you are a Christian, and me, I'm black, and I'm a Christian, and when you are able to enslave me and take everything from me?
Religion,
and,
Bafana. Religion.
Yeah, I understand what
but,
you're saying.
religion.
But the name Christian, the name Christian, what it does is this. We talk about spirituality.
Yeah.
Yes, we know that we're talking about spirituality.
Yes.
But the name Christian is the name that is dominant. That's
Do
the
you
name
know
that is
why?
dominant. And that's the name that everybody knows.
Yes,
That affiliates with.
the same like Catholic, Roman Catholic Church. They still call them religion. One understand?
But
They still call them religion.
Here's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Here's and I think, okay, now I think because we've spoken about this for hours,
Yes,
I
yes.
think I understand your point and I understand his.
Yes.
And I think somewhere nkare if fitan and I had to know fitan because
Yeah.
you're more or less saying the same
Exactly.
thing. Yeah. The issue here is that they took what works by packager to something that
To suit them. The agenda nakwe. Yes.
yes, and I think that's where every and then after packaging it, then they imposed it to everybody.
Why born? Yeah.
Right? Yeah, and I think that's where the problem is.
Yeah.
And moreover, Karuna, the issue of us having to be forced to do things differently to what we were doing them,
Yeah.
then became another issue on top of the issue that I just that we're just talking about
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So now, coming back to the rite of passage, I always believed Horena, as I was going Hore, as much as the spirit had to find a way to function,
Yes.
right? the roots tsa rona e tla dula ntse e le di roots tsa rona.
Exactly.
Yes.
Doesn't change anything. Yeah.
And we have to then go back and tap into that.
Yeah.
Because all other continents, if you look at, have maintained their way of doing things.
Yeah.
In terms of the spirit.
Yeah.
We haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in essence, then rona, as much as this thing it goes back again to why re sotlega, or why, and those are the questions that actually got me into this journey. Those are the questions that got me to go to ZCC. And the guy, I won't forget that day. And the guy said to me, Mudimu are the very questions that you are asking.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because I was wondering in my head, why the hell must we suffer so much?
And we are so powerful.
And
Yeah.
everybody else is prospering.
Yes.
You get what I'm
Except
saying?
us.
Except us. Yeah.
You know?
So as we talking and I'm thinking about it, it's like we for as much as they invaded, and because remember, the white people, if you think about it,
They're reptiles, right?
Yeah.
We are coming, I don't know. We are coming.
I hope what I'm going to say, I'm not going to be banned on social, but
And censored.
white people have always been violent.
Of course. We know that.
Their history,
Yeah,
if
we
you
know
look at
that.
it, they've
Yeah.
always been violent. And unfortunately, we got caught in a mix, and
Look out.
we
It's all up in.
got caught up in the mix, and unfortunately, we got brutally killed on many levels, right? So much so that we had to then adopt this new system because it was imposed on us.
Yeah.
While it was killing us in the same way, because now we have to do things differently. I get it. So now we have to go back. But what does that mean? It means then we have to unlearn everything that we have learned. We have to not accept everything that we have accepted. We have to cut off the idea that whatever that works now will work in the future.
Yeah.
And go back to the basics. And
that.
and that's how we start winning the war. And hence that's why I always say, and when we have conversation, I say to you, Kere, I believe it. That's why every family, because it starts there, Motomonso, every family will have a leader, spirituality.
Yeah.
And then from there on, we will have then communities having to work together, because then the family and its mietlo ya bona will be restored.
Yeah.
Because that's where it starts. We can't start having to help each other or having to fight a war while the basics are not yet taken care of.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah.
And that's just how it is.
Yeah. Whatever. I like this verse by Bilingering. The other gift. Okay. Go quickly. This one. Yeah.
So this part that you're
Well, making work for
okay, this part that you're talking about, that you just unpacked right now, which makes sense. But the question: how are we going to do that while we are still under the very same regime, unaware because black people are brainwashed?
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
That's the reason why I said in the last 2 or 3 episodes, because that's
Yeah.
In this current regime,
Yes.
as it is,
Yes.
we are seeing a bulk of spiritual people coming through.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
Yeah, right. That's point number 1. What does it
I
mean?
hope we can go home away anyway.
But we are just in general.
Yeah.
But what does that mean? It means people started listening, and the people that are being called started listening.
Yeah.
Okay? But we can't. In the current regime, the spirit has to function, but the spirit has choice. It doesn't have limits. How does the spirit then start functioning? Is by bombarding the system with spiritual people. First step. Second step, after bombarding the earth with spiritual people, what does it do? It makes this, and this is my prediction, by the way.
Yes.
It will make spiritual people work together.
Yeah.
That's the second step.
Of course.
The things that we see more social media, hey, this Sangoma saying this, hey, my Nduba is powerful, will come to an end. Because remember, the spirit is pure, the spirit wants goodness.
Yeah.
When I thought like the agenda, how you're no longer serving the spirit, you're serving
Exactly.
yourself.
Yes.
And that's where we make the distinction.
Yeah.
And then after the second step, what will happen? We're getting ready for the spiritual war, the new world order. The very thing the 666.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the everything becomes relevant. Again, I agree with you when you say we then can't choose which is right and which is wrong. Because everything is evil.
Yeah.
And once we look at it in that way, then getting ready for the war that we're supposed to fight and win.
Yes.
But the question is, we have, no, not even the question. The thing is, we then need to always be waiting for instruction.
Yeah.
Same as before Henedin Todilwaniwa in this country.
Yeah.
That's the reason why, Nick, you mentioned the king that you go consult and it's like, you know what, I'll send bees, and then you go to war knowing very well, or you have an army that is coming. But it's not the army that they expect.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So, because black people have always been spiritual, that is our way of actually contributing to the fight.
Yeah.
Yes, we can take guns and fight. I mean, it's exactly what you're saying. But the essence of this is for us to be able to get to a point where we are ready for even attempting to fight this.
Yeah.
We have to start listening.
Well, I agree with you 100%. The other thing that I would like us all of you us here who are spiritual, not religious, not Christians, spiritual, is to pray to God and ask Him to give you the spirit of discernment of Mewa. Guys, the devil is around. There's demons. There's evil shit. Come on. We are seeing it physically happening. And how a spiritual person, a believer, for lack of a better word, you will be able to know and you won't have to fight him physically. Jehovah to Samuto. Then that thing will go away. And the moment the honor to attain the high spiritual level, Mebru, I want my Hindu. My Hindu, I will take everything they do with a very big pinch of salt, and I'll tell you why I get be out. I'll tell you why I get be out. At the moment we tap into just any spirit because it's physically manifesting, more be like, and I believe I've seen a man having Hanuman spirit. Hanuman again, one of the gods, were a monkey, or the Hindu gods. He was climbing a pole like a monkey. And people was worshipping and doing that shit. I'm like, and it's not about a Christian thing. It's about your sense. You think for yourself, is this thing supposed to be done like this now? Where does Hanuman come from? For example, what spirit is that? Is that a good or a bad spirit? And the Holy Spirit, which is supposed to be in us, will tell you, Nikki, don't go there, don't go there. Is somebody telling you, don't do that? It's all like, more shame us on these things. So if God can give us all that, as spiritual people, or best spiritual, I'm telling you, these people never defeat us in any shape or form. Because you could have known, Baba never I never. There is no way a man can come from the sea. That was the logical concept, because seeing people coming from the water and then they don't even look like us. You understand what I'm saying? So those kind of spiritual connection will tell you, and people are still holding on to those kind of things. You will know, and they will get out from you. And they don't need you to go to church for that, by the way. You don't need you to do jack. You just have to be connected to Mudimu direct. Like Jesus said, direct connection to Mudimu. So I can be able to see all those things. You understand? The new world order is evil. These are Freemasons who believe in the devil, by the way. They worship Lucifer. They have Luciferian churches. They've got all these marks. They've got Baphomet as their God. Emona, they've got all this nonsense. Eon is something, all of us as spiritual people must fight against. Not Christians only, but everyone who says a spiritual person. An African black person, Kamoya, must say this is
It starts with black people buying the book, Africa with its hidden secrets and the reptile
It's
agenda.
yes.
By Credo
I've been
Mutwa.
waiting.
Because that book
Yeah.
actually makes you understand that this is not a myth. It is not a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, because right now you can see all these churches of Luciferians that are merging up, the signs, they are very much visible
The
on
Church of
social
Satan
media.
now.
Yeah, they're very much visible on social media and stuff like that. Credo in his book spoke about all of those things, that's how it's going to happen. And they've been here long. They've been long around. And as a matter of fact, they've been keeping a low profile.
Yes.
But right now, because of time is against them, they have to move with speed.
Faster, yes.
And that is why they are revealing themselves.
Yeah.
And they're even recruiting people to come and join. And then the key thing that is used, which is a sad story for some of us who love money because of, I want to have money. I'm just, I'm tired of being broke.
666 for like a mark of the beast.
But
But
what happens is this: money is one thing that is used successfully.
Yeah.
And when it comes to women, what they will do, they will always approach most of the women that either you were abused sexually and otherwise, you were raped or whatever. You've got scars. Let me put it like that. You've got scars. And from there, they will approach you. And from there, that's why you find that your life will be turned around just like that. And it becomes an easy thing because of here you are. This person is promising you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And people, they get to be lured into these things and they get to join without them being aware that in the actual fact, they're even joining in. He starts off with a nice gathering. From there, there's another advanced one. Before you know it, you are either drinking something or doing something, or you either asked to do something. And when you check, there's no turning back.
Yeah. And that's about the worst thinking. These things are seen as it's just folklore. That the devil is there, and you like the book I Emmanuel any deliver from the powers of darkness. I don't know if you guys know that. People must actually enrich themselves with knowledge. Okay, this Nigerian guy Emmanuel Eni, he was the first one who actually
Emmanuel Eni,
I know. He was actually the first person who put the spotlight for Satanism more in that. Well, and it's very simple, eh? Very simple book. However, it's very simple English. However, about everything. On Katamaring, when he was going to mission to go India, in the jungle of India, like he left, he came back, grabbed the 2 bouncers on the couch. But don't look anything.
Again, Rebecca Brown. Rebecca Brown was long into that whole thing.
Yeah. They touched him. He was in India. We're gonna enter this cave, walk in that dark. Whatever you see there on the screen, you're gonna die. All the men of creatures I saw, Kamola, no one can describe the Mufat or Dintia. You understand? These things, they exist above it, and no one will. It's not for some people to defeat them. And we cannot believe one without the other. I'm still coming back to that one.
I'm saying this for the mere fact, and we need to get the record straight here. For the longest of time, people that were always talking and exposing this kind of information, it has been Christians. Okay, you've had a lot of people, for example, Amasabata, talking about these things. So it got to be associated as a religious myth because of some of us, we just wanted to move away and break away from Christianity. And then it was like, no, that's what Christianity will teach you, Vele. You understand? Oh, there's this, wait, there's all these things. But I think for me, I got to be comforted when I realized that as much as the Christians talk about it, here's a traditional man, which I will trust, Isanos Credo Mutwa. Talking about it and talking about it from a traditional, you understand? Because this is brainwashed. You cannot say he's brainwashed. You cannot say he's got the dogma. You understand? It just no. This is a person obonayo we're seeing to okoruksha matambo. And this is what is happening. Then that's when I realized for the very long time we've been thinking in the actual fact, and Christians have been having that concept is seen to is part of that crew of the reptiles, Satanism and stuff like that. You understand? That's the concept that we've been having. So that is why now you learn from reading Credo's book that in the actual fact, if inyanga zikhona ukubona Satanism, That means ukuthi in the actual fact, abantu abadala abayifuni.
Yeah.
Now, ayikho lento ukuthi manje Christians, they will want to, paint the whole tradition with one brush ukuthi uma senza izinto zesintu kuyathakathwa. Because of within abantu besintu, there's still abantu abamhlophe who can tell the difference between fake and the truth.
Those are still religious Christians, Bafan. Wana wetsa nyolene. We no tamaka religion. I don't to blame usap. Or some religion. Can mo crestole ofitang that Samaritan man. You understand? Can mo crestoring by Achwaka Kolimo. The neighbor comes running out, my daughter is sick and pray about because like it again. You understand? Another building your neck. That kind of a Christian. Mary, a Christian one native will stop any. Just so this centurion came. And he came. Hatena are a kutlebari you can heal. My 70 sick is dying. That man Bible uye me. I told out what Are show me where he is. I'll see you after Cantilega Church. People don't understand or just look at this character of a new Christian in a way, of a new believer that you're supposed to be. Do not, that's why the concept of pay for your folk. A real believer, you don't even know that this person is a believer. You understand? I don't know. I heard this person will be healed. You know what he said? I've never seen so much faith. The whole people are thinking about high. This person is fine. You understand? That character, if you are a spiritual person, you go deep into one. Character Jesus was like this. I'm supposed to enter each and every house. Do you understand? I'm supposed to enter each and every household. How can there must be a difference? You must not have off limits places. How a Christian or a spiritual person or a believer. You don't have to have on off limits. Most of us, we are so caught up then Niki whereas it's those ones who are not enlightened yet, who doesn't know the truth or the whole point of being born again was never to say, I'm going to pray a little praying, I'm born again. It's you. The world must look at you. Agnes, I keep on spill. The Bible, you are the light of the world. When the light is covered, the world is darkness. But if the bucket is removed, people will see their way through. That's a believer. That is the person on a lemo. Let's say Murutu Ramul. This person can say, oh no, the spirit of in this person is not the one. Murutu Neti will never encourage idol in the church. In the sense of when people are praying through Mudimu Memanku, for example, she must tell you that don't do that. Pray to God straight. I'm just here as a guide to you. You understand? Most of these things are done by us because you adore the leader. That is the problem. You understand? The leader must stand and say, not like that. More rapela mudimu alewan ashu. Whether Christian Nora must lead you or not, the fact is we are praying to this thing, one. Pray to your God, I'll pray to mine. Or pray to God, then I'll do the same thing. No one. Le rato la adoration, the leader is always it's a human concept. We all love somebody. We follow Malema because Malema is charismatic. He speaks that Hitler, the whole Germany followed him, even though he was killing people. If you don't know if that's true or not, he was killing people. But people followed him because of his charisma.
But you know why Hitler was killing those Jews?
Yeah, yeah.
You know why he was killing those Jews?
Yeah.
His argument was that you guys being white, you are practicing a black thing. How is that possible?
And you are lying. You're not that.
It
was more political than anything else.
Because Hitler knew back then that in actual fact,
this is not
this place number one that we are talking about is in Africa.
Yes.
The far north of Africa. And number two, the people that you find there, they are brown-skinned people.
Yeah.
Now, these ones here, they are white. They are claiming to belong in that place, to have came from that place, and they are taking over our country, over deciding money because of they want to be felt, people feeling sorry for them because they are the children of the promise. And yet the true children of the promise are the very same black people down there that they've left. So there is no such.
Yeah.
That's why his conscience was clear when he was putting them to concentration camps and making soap out of them. It's because he knew. He knew. Guys,
I think Tawaya or Rapela. I still.
Wait, check it. What's you getting?
I'll look into it.
Kopa we rappel. Lago rappel kayon. Make it a prayer. How Mudima wants to should I do this or what?
Wow.
You understand? And Mudimu very faithful. Don't cut lang. He will tell you the truth, yes or no. Much as we believe
will
for
tell
it.
you.
Yeah, we believe for it. Because the children, they are so innocent when they are done. You understand?
And yet they mean something else.
Whereas they are so dangerous. That, could feel into example, a Ouija board.
Yeah. That okay. But
You understand? Never be that glassy. Remember, like you see, had an episode. And whatnot. They play that game, those kids. But that's Pili, Basongola ABC Z, yes, no, goodbye. And they used the glass, literal glass by Beamofats, and then they were like, glassy, what's going to happen? And then that thing told them it was going to be taxi violence. And they were shooting the taxi rank the following day. And they were scared. And those things are very innocent. How can some movies? They'll say, no, it's a little game. I mean, come on. Hey, and those things will come flooding
Opening a portal of nonsense.
and they'll be so innocent in a sense of is there anyone here? Give us a sign. And then the couple do. Wow, that thing is a demon sitting there. He pushes into
The reptile
do you, in actual fact, do you know everybody has the power to it's like practice it, and then I
to move things around.
No, not to move. Not to move things. Like for example, Heole was panic.
Yes.
Right. I want a cup of coffee. I get.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm certainly sure how Bula Kabete there's
a lot of cups there. Yeah.
But there's going to be a cup that
will say kid now.
That will draw your attention.
That will draw your attention.
Yes,
and then you ask
That
yourself the question. Just calmly and just silently.
Yeah.
Should I take the cup?
Yeah.
And your body will tell you.
It's
yes
a yeah.
or no.
It's a
either it's or yes or no.
Yeah.
And then if it says no, leave the cup.
Yeah.
If it says yes, then you can use the cup.
We understand.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
I didn't even know, and I do that every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
You see? So rapel find this thing. Yeah. And check the Bible if the Bible does references to this only thing. And then tell me, Bible. It's not about the Christian thing. It's just about your enlightenment in a spiritual way. Yeah. How do I evolve from this to that?
We will have to revisit this topic.
I will say this. With
we're not really win. That's your problem.
With or without the Bible. With or without the Bible.
Yeah.
That's why I've got a problem. I've got a problem because we have 500 years recorded of our history without a Bible. The Abraham of the Bible was not even born then, and yet we're already connected. My issue is this. Uma uzofuna ukuqola iqiniso ukhuluma nabantu bakini uphahle ukhulumela idlozi lakudala idlozi ngeze lokulahle okusalayo with or without. You see khona manje we talk about these issues of how we're going to navigate revelations and everything. Abantu abadala already bayazi ukuthi kwenzekani and stuff like that. Uyaphahla ubabuze bakutshele straight ukuthi ungajoin le nto ungenzi lokhu ngane yami hamba kanje. That's it.
The only issue with that is, like I said before, we spoke about it, this witchcraft act.
Yeah.
The spirit is not confined.
Guys. Exactly.
Yeah.
And if it's not confined and you have the witchcraft, it will go to church and use church.
Yes.
And people need to understand that. So as much as I promise you, I have questions about the Bible, right? And when you explain the Bible beautifully, right? Mm-hmm. So my thinking now is actually I need to go and learn the Bible so that I understand the stories of the Bible, because ukuhlola ngeBhayibheli, if I may add, it is not necessarily wrong. It's just the spirit working in a different way.
Yeah.
And like ho bereka ka masapo, like metsi, you know.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think it's what the spirit wants
to use.
What medium of
yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I've come to accept once we understand, and again, this is my opinion. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
But once we understand the point that the spirit is not limited to anything.
Exactly.
And we will never comprehend its power.
Yeah.
And we will never comprehend even its
Yeah.
its essence of existence.
Exactly.
Then we will.
Yeah, that is why we should pray for the spirit of discernment. Moya wa go faroganya mewa. For you to know gore khosi a bua na o bua ka mo ntseng yang. And to what end? And the devil one, will always make you feel nice in your ears. Believe you me. Shame. He will give you the nice things to hear about the nice things. The Satan Kali, Nero was doing what to Christians? He was killing them physically, right? The Colosseum actually because of them to kill these people there, beside gladiators. People were thrown in there, and they would it will be a sport to kill somebody call himself a Christian. So now my people the spirit and soul is not mine. Anyway. No. Now let's go like you say about treaty. Then he came back erect. You understand? That's when Constantine started the Catholic Church. Isi multi mota ya concept religion. Aba influence ka mko a rebola re sa bontshe bono ratsa mare ntore ishwa la chemical warfare. You would die without seeing people you are dying. You understand? So Catholic Church at like so at Universal Church. Universal, if you go there, you laugh about what the fuck are you people doing?
Me never feel to eating in Chile.
Nikki, Libibi, we know, pipe. There is nothing wrong, Bafana, with that.
Oh, I'm showing a pipe.
Foot is strong. But ultimately, we're all believers, and ultimately, we need to come to a point where black people are duped into believing you can be poor, but be rich in heaven. That is nonsense. It's a verse, unfortunately, in the Bible, but just misused by people who had an agenda to make sure they're going to pin you down like that. It's up to me as a black person to get the hell out of that thing. Still using the same system. You understand? Can't going to church on Sundays if you're going to worship anything. Stop making church to become this cornerstone of today you are going to die. You're going to die for nothing. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you have to. If you don't have to, stay at home, pray to God, do your shit, get it done. High change anything hide anything from you because that's where you can see all the nonsense. Fashion parades. Who can speak louder? Who can pray the longest? Who can pray in tongues the longest? Who can give more? Who can do all this man of shit? It's just what's understand? Now, and you're wasting the whole 3 hours with somebody they're screaming his fucking head off with nothing but theology. Understand? How many miracles were not supposed to be performed in COVID? By very same religions, into religions. From Judaism to Mormonism to whatever. Bagay. They were closed down by the world. You've got nothing.
When that part, you see that part.
Yeah,
that's the part exactly.
Yeah,
where you get to see the shit because everybody ran for it.
Exactly,
they couldn't hold the service. You understand?
Yes.
And I was like, okay, fine.
Even Libarina kidding.
Oh,
no practicing.
They were never there.
Oh.
They were never allowed to do anything. They were wearing masks.
No, but remember we spoke about the fake gobelas.
Unless we get fake gobelas about.
Bagqoka ama-mask ngabakhumulisa wona but i-COVID ngathi lana senzela abantu abadala.
Exactly.
Do we trust what we are doing or not? Usile utshwala besithi uphethe amabhodlela singapha siyakhwaza sikhwaza ihlwela.
Yes.
Izongena njani le COVID unless le ihlwela sikho.
Unless vele khole yana.
Now I always told people that COVID actually after COVID or hey that thing really existed, guys. I would have died.
Yeah.
Because none can break every rule you can
Every
think
rule
of.
thing, yeah.
Every rule you can think of.
You see?
Make a break her because I was there at the forefront.
Yeah.
I was
You see, how
forced
it
to
is.
go
You see,
out
another-
there
Yeah.
and face it.
Yeah.
I was forced to go there
Yeah.
and face it again.
Yeah.
I broke make it dumele to sama anyway again.
Yes.
I broke every rule.
Yeah.
So why didn't I?
Isimuleka wena. Exactly. It was COVID was more political than I spoke about it last time. It was more political than anything else. It was just to see if the world will be ready if they say shut down today.
Yes.
Will you comply? And
they
we
were
did.
testing the waters.
Yes,
Actually.
and we did. Because now okay.
But it's all like the whole world.
Yeah, I know.
But it's all like,
I know.
where
Yeah.
is it now?
And that's Illuminati hair for you.
Some
And the
people
world
didn't
world.
even get that vaccination shit.
Yeah.
They did-
Yeta.
They didn't even
Another
get
thing-
that vaccination. The vaccine is the expiry.
Yeah.
Yet people are still living, and nobody's speaking anything about. Nobody's coming back to us with feedback.
Yeah.
Hore, actually, what happened to it?
Why, Bon? Exactly.
Another thing that people, I think, you learn from all these religions or whatever it is, from Christianity to Ubungoma and everything, you can find Izangoma that fall victim of things as much as they might be remiti. As much as you've got pastors who are anointed and they can still fall victims of things.
Yeah.
The most important thing that I've picked up from all of these spiritual groups and stuff like that is that your faith, that's what works for you. Your faith, if you've got fear of anything, because of fear is faith in reverse.
Yeah.
Anything that you are afraid of, be it a pastor, you are a pastor, or anything, or umporofita, anything that you are afraid of will come to pass.
Yeah.
That is why it becomes very much important. You need to understand and have faith in what there are those people that disappointed us, whom we trusted during that time, that they will take a stand. But instead, they did the opposite. They complied. And they worked with the rules of the government and complied. And that's why you started to realize, this person all along has been confessing this thing, but when push comes to shove, he cannot stand.
Yeah.
And
people still follow them.
I was very much disappointed. I was
Join the line.
yeah, I was very much disappointed by a number of prominent spiritual leaders whom I valued so much. This guy, he's strong. This guy, he doesn't miss his words. He sticks to what he says. But it was compliance. Church closed. Let's wear mask. We don't meet anymore.
Let's do it online.
Let's do online. Let's do Zoom, whatever it is. But you want to come and say you're going to lay hands on somebody who's on a wheelchair and then he's going to stand up and walk. Yeah. But you can't chase away COVID. Hey, I've got a problem with that.
My problem is in Lilehore, and I'm still going to ask anybody who's calling themselves a Christian now, why still going to church? You motherfuckers couldn't even get out of COVID, but you're still going to go back to that building and sit there and say, hey, what? You went in and you're sitting in rows in a church, my brah.
And
you are told, be careful in a church. What the hell are you there for? No wonder people are robbing churches today.
Yeah.
Where is that social distancing?
No wonder people are robbing churches. People are not even afraid of a church anymore. Because we have lost the plot.
Yeah, but again, it showed that people's faith is
you understand
non-existent.
We are so used to do this thing. Let's just do it. It's fine. We understand. So
true.
Why? Let's do it.
Another thing. I laugh because of I think for many of us, COVID revealed a lot of things when it comes to the issues of religion, churches, and stuff like that. One thing that I learned in prison was this.
You're in prison?
At some point.
What the fuck?
Wait.
Wait.
Hey!
One thing that I learned.
Now 26.
You find you find a pastor.
Yeah.
You find a prophet.
You
find a Muslim. You find
yes.
a Muslim. You find everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody is there. Everybody's there. Question: if your God is so strong, why didn't save you from being arrested?
What that you wanna you know?
I don't wanna
He said something earlier. Kataba ya masabata having too much knowledge and then they think this is the years. I went through the same thing, by the way. I get a school and flex dope. I remember now I never went here Christ and everything. And people didn't even know what I was. And the very church I was attending was actually saying to me, I'm not part of them because he was toti and like everybody else does. When it comes to such things, and when I talk to you, like, you're one of them. I'm like, yeah.
Those people are the most brainwashed people I've ever come across.
Exactly.
So they were watchtowers go collision in Boston, and they will come by and ambush this boy who was a born again Christian, right? And they knew one shame when I'm doing this zero that much. Hakit and hey, cause thank God you hear me, but I get Kenya no. Yeah, Lena, you believe in Christmas. I get Lena was the one. You believe in Jesus, he was nailed on the palms. You know all these funny things. I'm like, no. Yeah, okay, then where was he nailed? On the wrist. Duh. A whole man can never hold his weight dead on a palm. 15-inch nail will have. There is no way. How do you know these things? You cannot go to Tonga. No, I didn't. I just know. Because Mudimu is not limited to a building or your little organization. You understand? It's not. Yeah, what about Christmas? Christmas Day was never 25 of December. Jesus was never born like that time. That time, Palestine is fucking cold.
It's winter.
No shepherd to be outside. And then no God. Where's in Tunkata? Here, remember what God, the king, the Bible said. God said to Joseph, there this kid, a 1-year-old child, Tabalakana Egypt, on a donkey, Busiu, Marich, Lahav. How is that even possible? Modimo Hajisa Jesu Kamaru Hormone Ukilen as a natural born child. That means he went through everything that every human child went through. From 12 to 32, you don't know what happened to this boy. He was a teenager, or now we don't know. Bible example from 12 years to 32, how close you old? Teaching you stop being religious, but pray to God in the spirit. Bible learning, the true ones will worship God and worship in spirit and truth. Not in a church, not through a pastor, not through Mudima Mama Mafanas. My first time. Not through anything like that.
And there's something to think about. We've been talking and I've been saying, the spirit is not limited.
Yeah.
The spirit is in Badimu, the spirit is in...
As in everything, yes. Which is true, by the way. Yeah. Remember, discernment of spirits must check which spirit is talking.
100%.
That time,
yeah.
yes.
Now I'm posing the question. Now just for thought.
Yes.
For thought. If the spirit is such a powerful entity to that level, Mudimu yena.
Mudimu ke spirit mfana ka real.
And Mudimu.
God is a spirit.
How powerful is God?
Oh yeah, it's more powerful than that. Exactly.
Can I burst your bubble?
Yes, Papa. Arud.
The concept of Holy Spirit.
Nick, do you believe in God?
Wait.
Do you believe in God? Emma. Do you believe in God? Yes or no? Do you believe in God?
Come on. Can I tell you something? The concept of God mating with a woman, Holy Spirit, and then a child being conceived and the demigod.
You know that one.
And the demigod. And the demigod coming out. Do you know that is the old concept that came from Greece, from Zeus, Hercules? Zeus being some god, slept with a woman. Hercules, a superhuman, came out. Same concept of the Greeks introduced. They introduced the same concept. But you know that.
Let's I know the story. Let me just break it down for you, Bafana speed on further. The Bible says the angel Gabriel came to Mary.
Yeah.
No one fucked anyone. Let's Let's put it very clear. Nobody fucked anyone.
Wait, I agree with you.
Listen,
but
you will conceive by the power of the Holy Spirit. It's like a package.
Yeah.
A package comes. When you open and find a baby in the doorstep, that's what happened to Jesus.
Now.
And why? People have been asking, why then was he done like that? Kirimudimu was never going to bring Jesus Kamaru. You are all going to believe. There will never be anyone who's going to not believe what he sees because Rebuaka call. He was not going to do that. He wanted this boy to, and he was never, and there's three things that people don't understand. He didn't come here as a son of Herod. the king that time, because people are going to fear him because of the father's reputation and the father's getting position high. One, he didn't come as one Caiaphas, the high priest. People are going to fear him because the father is high priest. He didn't come as an angel, because people are going to believe what they see, is what he hears. Hence, he took the lowest of the lowest. People are going to believe what you say, not what you do. Hence, his miracles were very limited, and he didn't even want to do them.
Okay.
Because his job was to talk.
Now, my point is this. The concept comes from Greece. The concept comes from Greece. The concept of God having given a child and then it's born in a natural form and he has got these powers. That's Hercules. That came from Greece. And that originated again from Kemet. Now, that's the reason why the New Testament, yet as much as it was talking about a Hebrew Messiah, but it is written in Greek because of within it had Greek methodology, not the Hebrew methodology. I'm just saying, please, let's close it up. We'll open it some other time.
The moment, remember, I said Nero, you remember Nero, right? The last emperor before Constantine. They believed in these gods and everything like that. They believed in that. And that was after Jesus, Nero, right? They had Hercules as a myth and a legendary person who was there, Zeus and the rest of them. The Catholic Church is the one that took those things as the Greek religions, ne? And turned them into the saints and deities, and every statue in that city on top of the 7 hills is from that time. Do you understand? Apollo, the god Apollo holding an eagle like this, he's now being seen as Peter, Saint Peter in the Bible.
I know that. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Markeman, this girl, ISIS, yes, ISIS are the Marakere, Wawana IHS on their little wafer bread. IHS means Isis, Horus, and Set. These are the Trinity of the Catholic Church, Trinity in hell. These 3. There are 3 gods that the Catholic Church took and trajo by Godfather, Holy Spirit. Babare Jesu Maria le Jesu Maria le Joseph.
Somebody's sleeping.
So the Catholic Church took that Bafan and then they bought it in Hababula Kerekia Roma. They bought all those things. Banale a statue of so-called Mary. I says she's a crown with like with stars and thing on a half crescent moon. You understand? They turned that Isis statue into Mary statue. People worship and kiss that nonsense. I wonder in here. Yo. So those things, Nick, I understand. They are almost looking the same. Mara, Ahonopajile Mary, Ahonopadile Mary pregnant. Mudimu had to make sure he brings the purest of everything. Umutlisa as a human being to us so that we can be able to take him from that face and we believe what he said. Hence, even his miracles, like I mentioned, were very limited. And he didn't even want to do them. He was doing them because he had to do them. Because people believe more calling. Sheba, this mushroom of these churches. People walk in wheelchairs, people magic. Understand? Jesus didn't do that. He did things because he had to. But most of the time, in his whole 3 years up and it was more about talking instead of doing miracles and whatnot. Understand? Yeah. So 2 things. God must give you the discernment of spirits. All of us in this room, we should do that. Number 2, yeah, you're on why L1? It'll root everything else.
No, I think number 2. Let's go study.
Why, Bon? The man remote is a pillar. Where now you've got experience. You should go back there and tap that experience again. And you were religious when that's your problem. You were religious because you're not spiritual. If you're spiritual, you're gonna be like me. Now I'm not shackled by any church. I'm not shackled by any pastor.
Mara guys, there are scrolls that are missing in there.
Exactly.
In that Bible.
Yes.
And then now we don't know what did they edit.
That is why that is why how rapela candle tonight. Or Mudimo ka mpemo ya o go tlhafaroganya mewa, and to know more deeper that was never revealed on paper as a Bible. It doesn't make the Bible wrong because some things were taken out. It says what's there. Bala verse ring, thou shalt not it's very impossible for a rich man to enter heaven. As in, like, it's wrong to be rich. Really? And they count it like that. Yeah. That's nonsense. Because just worrying are go and sell what you have. Look at this thing in here. Go and sell. How can I follow you? The guy comes. I get Amutisabia. Are go and sell all you have and then come. You sell, you've got money still. Like it just needs you to use this and to pray and say, please. And then people will say, no. Go sell all you have and you can come and follow me.
Because the money is there.
Thank you.
Money is there.
You're not attached to assets anymore.
It's not like you're going to be poor.
No.
You're going to be now focused on one thing.
Yes.
That's going to be this. But still you can be able to eat and feed your family.
And be rich.
And be rich.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. So people, Baba Twister and Mozalane or Mukresto believer, but Nick, Baba said the concept of religion, you don't do this. Because he was religious. To be honest. You are praying. You are praying. By doing that, you are praying. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong. And I talk to Ket, someone told Ket away. Because I want to wear my and I thought it was alright. That boy who went hit.
I want to say keeping a lighter man.
Exactly.
To be continued.
To be continued.
I still want to hear about the reptiles. We haven't talked about that. We have to unpack that. But now it's time to go.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. There's a lot of information. There is a lot of research that one will have to do, because I can tell you this is so deep. It's so deep to a point that you can't even imagine how deep it is. It's funny. You remember the Da Vinci Code?
Yeah, the movie. Yes, and the book. I know. I know.
Bruh, the owner had a child. Say.
Barbiao. Mao Nanyeti, Mary Magdalene, and all that shit. So that's something else. That's why getting discernment of spirits, Bafanas. Everything will look so beautiful now, but you must know what brought it there, for what reason, is it true or not? And only God, Jah, Yahweh, whatever you can call him, you'll say to you, Can I ask
you something? Have you ever asked yourself a question? What happened to the bloodline of Moses? Moses had kids.
Yeah, he had a family. We know that.
What happened? You see, these are some of the things we know about him. But what happened to the bloodline? Where are they? Where are they situated? Where are they found? Why in Ethiopia you find very interesting temples? Some temples are built right inside of a stone, like it's a cave, and there's a temple there. Other temples you find you have to climb a risky area to go into. Who built those things? Why is it that Ethiopia itself, where it is there, it was never successfully colonized or won by the Italians as far as war is concerned?
Yeah.
What really transpired there? Yeah. At the same time, you read about Moshe's second wife, Ketura. No. I think it's Ketura. Who
was black? Yes.
That came. They were both black in the actual because Moshe was black. But that came from the side of Ethiopia, and there is a period of time where Moshe, before he could go and release the children of Israel in Kemet, he had reigned and ruled Ethiopia as a king. That part is not there. There is a book that was taken out.
That's why we need a part 2 on this.
So what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. There is a whole lot of things that are out there that one needs to get hold of. Because that guy, there's a generation yake, he had kids and all these things, and they're somewhere, and those people are known somewhere, but they are not included in the Bible.
That is why
Moses.
When now you besa baby go no yan. Talk like Ketlan or I relieve these things.
And it's not only Moses.
Rappel on your behalf for a Ketaway, Bafana Babat more. It's not a problem. Prayer is prayer. We are praying to a day telling how you can be able to do these things beautiful. We understand. So long as the spirit behind that will be a good one. And it's a real one. It's not gonna take me somewhere else. Remember, we are dying without knowing that you are dying. It's a chemical warfare. You go to Universal Church, you are doing idolatry. Anyway, referees. 32 minutes past 11. We are done.
I'm no longer coming. You're gonna call me from home.
I'm telling
you, if you're going to let me go,
all right.
I'm no longer coming.
Yeah, Border Guys podcast, is gonna be on Spotify and Anchor. I'm gonna upload them now. And you're gonna have part 2 of this thing. We're gonna have part 2 of this thing.
And I've
we wake up very early.
Yeah.
There's a part where you're not awake.
Yes. I can relate.
Bon, we are still left on air, by the way.
It's okay.
Bye, guys. See you later. We love you. Have an everyone further.
But
No, Bon, I get it. Remember, Nikki, it's not a matter of. It's a matter of when the conversation is flowing. You can't stop the spirit of fun. You can't stop Ketla Kuluma Lapa. I keep on listening to about Ketla. I need to sleep.
Masambeni,
Remember,
guys.
Ketla Harawa Bua, Rabule.
Masambeni, guys.
What? So, guys, see you tomorrow, Thursday. Rebuaka, why black people are not supporting each other in everything. Business, whatever. And Friday, what I'm saying, what the boss.
What's the topic for Friday?
Everything fucked up. More fatalana. Rebuaka this other girl. What are these people doing at the pets about? Whatever. You need to know about that. Bye bye. Sharp. I'll see you on Thursday, 8 o'clock. Because King Yale Pala for 7. 8 o'clock Thursday at home. Ne?
All right, Sharp.
Is it fine? Sharp.
Yeah, no.
Getting a